Your car may be the reason why you never become a millionaire. Yep. Dropping bombs from the beginning on this one, y'all. And let me tell you, I am not pulling punches because this is real. You want to know what I attribute as one of the #1 reasons I financially was able to become a millionaire and then beyond? This right here. So if you're broke and you're not sure what to do, I am here with a heart to help you. I'm not judging. I'm not smacking you around. I'm here to help you and speak some tough love and life if you're ready to level up. So if you appreciate someone who cares enough to tell you the truth, smash that like and let me show you how. The average cost to own and operate a new car in 2023 was over $12,000. Let that sink in for a second. Over $12,000 in 1 year for something that's losing value every time you drive it. Could your car be the sneaky villain standing between you and true financial freedom? Think about this. Over 10 years, that $12,000 balloons to over $120,000, enough to buy a small house outright in the right neighborhood or build a solid investment portfolio. But instead of putting that money to work for you, it's spent on something that's worth half as much, or let's be real, 75% less, by the time you're done paying it off. So by rethinking your approach to car ownership, you can flip the script. Imagine taking that $12,000 a year and putting it into investments instead of a depreciating asset. With just a modest 7% return, that money could grow over 30 years to almost $1.5 million. Yeah, $1.5 million in 30 years. So is that new car really worth it? Cars have been a cornerstone of the American dream since the 50s. They've become a symbol of success, of freedom, and let's be real, it's a status symbol. And car companies know exactly how to keep us hooked. In 2023, the auto industry spent around $9 billion with a B on advertising, just in the US. Think about it, that's billions of dollars spent convincing us that a brand new car will make our neighbors jealous, our families love us more, our lives instantly happier. And it works. Buy a new car and you're suddenly the talk of the town. And while cars might make us look successful, they're often sabotaging our actual success. New cars especially are a financial triple threat. Don't panic, I'll break it down. Here's what makes cars such a drain on your wealth. Number one, financing costs. Most people take out loans to buy a car, meaning you're paying interest on an item that's losing money. Secondly, depreciation. Speaking of losing value, cars drop in worth faster than a toddler runs from bedtime, all right? On average, a new car can lose 20 to 30% of its value in the first year alone. And the third is maintenance and repair. Tires, oil changes, random repairs, they add up quickly. And let's not forget gas. Each of these put on its own is a financial hit. Put them together and they've got a recipe right here for a perpetual money suck. So how do you beat the system and save a ton? Well, here's where we flip the script. See, instead of letting your car drain your wallet, I'll show you how to maximize these costs and even come out ahead. If this channel's helping you, smash that like and subscribe with the bell on so you never miss a valuable video. And hitting that like, it helps me reach more people than you realize. So thank you. And over the rest of the video, we're gonna break down the hidden costs of car ownership, strategies to slash your transportation budget, and how to redirect those savings into investments that grow your wealth instead of shrinking it. Now, let's break this down with a real world example. So in my personal life, I actually drove a $500 car for years. Then after say 3-5 years, something like that, I upgraded to a $3,500 car. Then I upgraded to a $5,500 car over the span of say 12 or 15 years, somewhere around there. And then I upgraded to a paid for Tesla Model S. Was not a brand new vehicle. It was a couple years old to take that depreciation hit. So I'm not against nice cars. I just am against putting the car before your value. Not everyone's willing to do that. I get it. So let's look at this other example of a 2018 Honda Civic, a car known for being practical and budget friendly. And yes, it's true that the 5-year cost to own is around $44,000. Yeah, that's about $8,800 a year. And in context, that's 16% of the average American salary. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying owning a Honda Civic is a reckless move. In fact, it's a pretty solid choice for many people. But even this affordable car can quietly siphon away a chunk of your income, making it tougher to save and build wealth. Let's break it down and see where all that money goes. The biggest expense? Depreciation. The single largest cost to owning a car, it isn't gas or maintenance, it's depreciation, which means the car's losing value every year, every day. And here's where things get tricky. Almost every car loses value over time, but depreciation in cars is steep, like first roller coaster hill steep. The moment you drive that shiny new Civic off the lot, bam! It's already lost 10 to 15% of its value. Wait, what exactly is depreciation? All right, I want you to imagine that you just bought a brand new gaming console for 400 bucks, okay? You're hyped. You set it up, you play one game. You're loving life. But the very next day, the manufacturer drops a new model with more features, and suddenly your console, instead of $400, it's worth $200. That, my friend, is depreciation. Now, apply that concept to vehicles. Except with cars, it's worse. Far worse. In fact, the average new car depreciates by 63% in the first 5 years. Imagine every time you drive your car, your hard-earned cash is blowing out those windows. $100 bills a month. That's what owning a new car does to you financially. And I used to visualize that every time I wanted to go get a shiny new vehicle. I'd imagine my money going out the window, and that kept me satisfied and focused on my long-term goals and my $500 hoopty. Cars as investments. Not even close. Calling cars a bad investment is like calling a honey badger a bad heart surgeon. It's not just a bad idea, it's not even in the same fucking category. Okay, cars don't build wealth. They lose money faster than a trending meme coin gets rug pulled. Haktua, anyone? And leasing. That doesn't save you either. When you lease a car, you're paying the car company for the front end depreciation and handing the vehicle back to them at the end, leaving you with nothing. Meanwhile, the leasing company owns the car and they resell it, having had you pay for the depreciation. Think about that. It's pretty clever, right? Well, for them, but not you. Not you. That's why you're watching this video. Great. So what can I do about this is what you're probably thinking. Well, here's a few ground rules to help you make smarter decisions with your vehicle. Number one, buy a car that's 3 to 5 years old. Okay, first, let's start with the type of car that would be best to buy. If you're in the market, aim for a car that's 3 to 5 years old. Why? Because most of the depreciation has already hit it by then, and the car is still in good enough condition and less likely to hit you with hefty repairs. A sweet spot is a car that's about 30 to 40,000 miles on it, and the range helps you save thousands on depreciation alone. It's like buying at the outlet store instead of paying full price at a luxury boutique. Same quality, way better deal. Now, taxes and fees, they're unavoidable, like death and, well, more taxes, but every car comes with them. And if you've got multiple cars in your household, these costs can pile up. A lot of families keep more cars than they really need. See, if you've got 3 cars for 2 drivers, that is one too many cars, and I wanted to do the other finger, but you're paying extra for it in registration fees, smog checks, and maybe even fines. Okay, cutting back to just what you need could free up a surprising chunk of change. And don't forget about the rising cost of fuel that we'll get to that in a minute. Now, number 2, financing. This is where a lot of people really start bleeding money. Financing a car means you're paying interest, so you're paying more on something that's going down in value, that's going down. So you're paying more for what's worth less. It's like running on a treadmill and expecting to end up on a mountaintop. All effort, no progress. Here's how it adds up. Say you buy a new car for 20 grand. Cheap car in today's standards. You put $4K down, finance the rest over 5 years at 4.25% interest. And good luck finding a car with interest rate at that, okay? But your new monthly payment, just about $300. Now, compare that $300 payment to buying a 5-year-old model that's already depreciated to $7,400. Same down payment, same loan terms, and your monthly payment drops to $63. That's a savings of $232 a month. Imagine what you could do with that extra cash. Get a massage every other week. Invest in your retirement, even save up for a down payment on a home. If you invested this at 7% over 35 years, you'd have $421,000. Almost $500,000 because you chose to drive a 5-year-old vehicle. Think about that. Wow. Number 3, fuel costs. Look, no matter how you buy your car, new, used, leased, you're going to have to fuel it. Unless you have a Tesla like me, but that has electrical costs, okay? The gas costs, They're the sneaky expense that always catches people off guard. Let's take that Honda Civic as an example. Over 5 years driving 15,000 miles a year, you're looking at about $13,000 for fuel. That's over $2,500 a year, or about $200 a month. And that's assuming gas prices stay stable, which they rarely do. Want to save on gas? Start by filling up at Costco. My kids are always grabbing my Costco card to fill their card up. Their prices are usually lower, and while it might only save you $5 or $8 per tank, that adds up over the course of a year or a decade. Alternatively, you might consider going electric. Now, electric cars aren't perfect yet. They're still pricey, and the charging infrastructure isn't fully there in some areas. But as technology improves and prices drop, EVs will likely become the go-to for saving on fuel in the long run. And like I said, you do pay for the electrical. In my personal experience, I'm saving about 60% charging my car versus what I would do with gas. Number 4, car insurance. Another recurring cost to consider is car insurance. For a car like the Honda Civic we talked about earlier, insurance comes out to about $7,000 over 5 years, or about $115 a month. But here's the thing. Insurance rates aren't set in stone. While I don't know that you can negotiate, you can shop around and potentially save a nice chunk of cash. And one pro tip, mark a date on your calendar every year to call your insurance provider. Ask them, once you have business, if they can give you a better rate. If they can't, don't be shy. Start shopping around, reach out to other carriers, see what they're willing to do, and then let the insurance companies compete with each other. And like all those ads say, a simple phone call can save you a lot of money in the long run. And this is good for other bills too, like your internet, your cell phone. Each year, call your provider. On the holidays, say things like at Christmas, and ask if they'll renew the introductory offer you got when you signed up. Tell them you're thinking about switching providers if they can't match your rate. 9 out of 10 times, they're gonna transfer you to their retention department, where they'll do whatever it takes to keep your business. A quick call can translate to hundreds saved annually. Honestly, in my instance, it saved me thousands a year. Might be worth a couple hours every year to do it. Number 5, baby. Repairs and maintenance. Now let's talk about repairs and maintenance. These are the hidden costs of car ownership, and they can add up quickly unless you're handy with tools and you have an old car, because otherwise it's computers, and let's be honest, you're pretty much screwed nowadays. Now, simple tasks like changing the oil, that's surprisingly easy to do at home with a little help from the right tools and YouTube tutorials. Now, let's say an oil change runs $100 to $150 at a shop. If you drive 15,000 miles a year, that's about 5 oil changes. Okay, over a lifetime of driving, you're looking at 200 oil changes, which could save you up to $20,000 if you do them yourself. You heard that right. That's a lot of cash back in your pocket. And it doesn't stop at oil changes. Many auto stops and parts stores offer free diagnostic checks. So if your check engine light comes on, these checks can tell you what's wrong without charging you $75 or $100 to go into the repair shop. It's a great way to avoid inflated dealership repair bills for minor issues. Now, number 6, living without a car. Do not click off, I haven't gone crazy, just hear me out. It's an option. All right, now here's a radical idea. What if you didn't own a car at all? Yep, you heard me. Living car free might sound extreme, and it is, but it could save you thousands every year. Think about it. If you're spending 10 to 12K each year on car ownership, and instead you invested that money in Bitcoin or the stock market, the returns would be staggering. Okay? For example, if you'd invested in Microsoft back in 2018, your money would have more than tripled by now. That's not pocket change, it's life-changing. And if living completely car-free isn't feasible, consider moving closer to work. Long commutes drain not just your wallet, but your time. Sure, rent might be a bit higher near your job, but the money you save on fuel, maintenance, time, wear and tear, it could more than make up the difference. Plus, you get back the precious hours spent in traffic. So the bottom line, car ownership is expensive, and the costs go way beyond the sticker price. All right, following these strategies could save you significant money over time. Will it be enough to retire early? Well, maybe, it just may. All right, maybe not on its own though, but it's a solid start, and there's plenty more to do to set yourself up for a better financial future. As someone who knows what it's like to grow wealth, let me tell you, every cent matters. Because let's face it, that new car smell, it's nice, but you know what I smell? early retirement. That's priceless. Now, if you liked this video, I didn't step on your toes, but if this video added value to you, please smash that like, share, subscribe. It truly helps in the algorithms for this video to reach more people and help more people. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Be sure to grab my Money and Crypto course that for a limited time is still free. It won't always be free. So grab it now. And you, my friend, you keep living your life to the fullest. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.